Yes, YouTube. This is gonna be very informative video. So, for a while, I have been struggling with strategy again, and it's mad because I go through phases, and I just keep going through phases where I lose, and then it's like I can't see it again. It's bizarre. It's absolutely bizarre, but I feel like I can see it again. And it's mad because this morning I couldn't see it, but in this back testing session I'm about to show you, the switch happens in that session, and I just wanted to talk about that. So going into this session, I decided to take a day off yesterday. That's, I think, is a key part. All of these things are key parts, so I'm going to mention. But I decided to take a day off yesterday, and just really just let myself calm down. Like, I'm getting way too overwhelmed, feel desperate, like desperate to back test, desperate to figure this shit out, and that's not healthy. So I decided to take a day off. Last night I went to bed early. This morning I woke up at 8, and I planned my day the night before. I planned that 9 o'clock I was gonna back test and do some homework. At 8 o'clock I was gonna wake up, and between that first hour I was just gonna kind of take my time to wake up, be present, meditate, all that kind of stuff. So that was the first thing. I set my intentions for the day really well. I slowed down. I wasn't like just half asleep getting on the charts like that. I took a whole hour to wake up. By the time it hit 9 o'clock I was ready. Meditated for like 15 minutes. Then came in, my desk was a mess, and I literally sat my thing down. I was trying to nudge all my books and that to try and make room, and I just thought to myself, what am I doing? Like, tidy up, like tidy mind, tidy space, tidy mind. Tidied up my desk, got myself out a drink, sat down. Then I started looking back at my journal and the things that I wrote during the time that I passed my last phase 1, which was in September. It was exactly 3 months from ago I passed. And the mad thing is, I found a bunch of things that happened around that time that clearly influenced my psychology. The first thing that I wrote is just slow down and focus on the small steps. It says focus on the small steps long enough that once you look up, you'll be where you want to be. It's just like focusing on just like see the bigger picture, like small, like it's just small steps, and it's not like it's that's what gives impatience. Like, if you can't see the bigger picture, you can't take those small steps because it's like you don't see it. Whereas if you see the bigger picture, it's like, okay, cool. If I just get my head down now, take the steps that I know are going to be in the right direction, then I'm going to get there. The problem is, stuff like this, psychology wise, is it's kind of a riddle. It's a little bit of a riddle. Like, it's not like you could go and listen to this and go, well, what are the small steps? So it's like you still need to know what your steps are, but like all I'm saying is, like, rushing the process is just not going to happen. And I think that's what yesterday did for me. Like, taking a day off is just like, look at the bigger picture. Like, what's 1 day off, 2 days off gonna do? What's a week off gonna do in the bigger picture? Like, do that for your mental health, do that for the things. I've put good habits in and out of trading. Like, for example, accept where you are now and be grateful. Be present and slow down your mind. Be disciplined and stick to your rules. Stop scrolling on social media and meditate. Have a good routine. Manage your time properly. So all of those things, for example, let's start with manage my time properly. Last night I decided what times I was doing things, and like 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock I'm trading, 8 o'clock till 9 o'clock I'm waking up, 1 o'clock till 2 o'clock I'm cooking and working out. Like, I've managed my time properly, so it doesn't feel like, I'm not productive because I haven't done it. It's like, nah, I've allotted this time for that thing and stick to it. Like, that's an easy one, easy peasy. Stop scrolling on social media, mate. I literally downloaded social media earlier today because I really wanted to put a post up. Put the post up. Almost caught myself scrolling. I probably scrolled a couple of little things and I just thought, what am I doing? Like, get off straight away. And instantly my brain feels better. I feel so fresh today. And there's not that much different I've done other than waking up, having clear intentions, taking time for myself to really mellow into the morning and set goals and just don't waste time. Social media is such a time waster. I was gonna say something else now. I can't remember what I was gonna say. Oh, I also found these videos that were talking about. This is mad because I basically downloaded these videos on the Saturday, and it was Saturday. No, sorry, it was the 7th. I think it was a Sunday, and then the 8th of September was day one of that week where I passed, and it took me a week and a half to pass. And literally downloaded these videos on the 7th. Here's the first one.
You don't want the money. You want the freedom. You don't want the partner. You want the connection. You don't want the success. You just want to feel like you matter. The thing won't give you the feeling until it becomes the frequency of it. Manifestation doesn't start with a vision board. It starts with the nervous system. You don't manifest from thoughts. It manifests from embodiment. Because the universe isn't listening to what you say, it's listening to who you are being. When your jaw is tight, when your breath is shallow, when your gut is clenched in fear, you can chant, I trust all you want. But the thing you are broadcasting is survival. You want to receive love? Be the space that love wants to enter. You want to attract peace? Be the stillness your future is looking for. You don't have to wait. You can access it now. Every feeling you want is already inside you, waiting for permission to be felt. You don't want the thing. You want the feeling you think it will give you. And that feeling is one breath away.
And also this.
You really want to change your life? Okay. Let go. Let it all go. That desire to be heard or understood, let it go. That wrestling you do when you try to not feel the grief, the pain, the anger, the sadness, or whatever you're experiencing at the current emotional state you're in, let that wrestle go. You really want to change your life? You need to surrender. You see, the way that you think things should be versus the way that things actually are in reality, that delta between those two things, that is suffering, and it is created largely by us. But when you step into a radical acceptance of what is, rather than trying to change or manipulate a narrative of what should be, oh, I should not feel grief, sadness, or anger, so I need to wrestle it or bury it or medicate it. Oh, I should be doing this with my life and I'm not, so therefore I'm anxious, I'm frustrated, I'm depressed. Let all that shit go. Let it go. Definitely is the hardest, not easy, but simple I've ever given in a video. It isn't.
Well, yeah, powerful stuff. And I literally downloaded them videos one day before the start of that week, and I don't think that's a coincidence. So anyway, that's the psychology part of this over. The biggest thing for me is just, I guess the small steps. There's one extra thing that I have said in videos before, and it's patience is easier when you know your model. So we're gonna get into the model, and it's really true. Like when I said it's really true, but you really have to understand the model. So we're gonna get into that now. Watch this back test. Okay. First of all, we're gonna go for what was wrong with this setup. One sec. Okay, I think I'm just gonna watch this whole thing on times 2. I'll just pause it. So what it looks like I'm doing is thinking of the bias. I think at that point I thought that this was a protected low and we was coming for these highs. And then I guess zooming in, I thought that this was then another protected low. So in my head I'm like, okay, protected low, should be going higher, right? Do you know what, I might just skip this. What's wrong with this? What's wrong with it? It's a shit setup. It's absolutely shit. It's a terrible accumulation. It's a 1 minute accumulation and it's only going, it's not even perfect. This isn't even a confirmed protected low because we haven't even inverted this gap, this bigger gap here that I'm actually waiting for. We actually haven't even inverted that, so that low isn't even confirmed yet. This coming down, even though it respected a gap, it's just it's no man's land. It's like, that's the problem with this setup. It's just literally no man's land. But in this video I've created a context for myself that to validate this idea when there is no validation for this idea. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. So let's move on. Shit setup. My next one is 8 minutes 20. So low confidence bias. Okay, so at this point, this is a better setup, right? It's still not the best, but it's much better because now we've come deeper into this area. Like, remember, I was all the way up here, so we've come deeper into this area and we've got a much larger accumulation, so that instantly makes this a better setup, right? But it still wasn't a super confident one because I didn't truly know where price was going. I still didn't fully have a confirmation where it was going. So what I decided to do was, sometimes if I feel like this should be the high, I'll say, okay, use this as a bias then, and then try and find an internal move. And I don't see anything wrong with doing that. If you haven't got confidence in the move, don't take it. Just try and get an internal move instead of it. And then obviously you can assume you're still trying to validate that idea, but it just doesn't validate. I've written here this was a counter trend move and a good miss. So this was clearly the draw on liquidity, these lows, 2 equal lows, and we basically accumulated here. And I was basically in this video saying that there's a setup here, but it's counter trend. I would have preferred to see that go above and come higher. Pattern wise, this is a beautiful trade. It's a really nice looking trade, but with a drawn liquidity right there, it would be insane to take that move. So even though it won, that was a good loss. I mean, a good miss. 15 in, 15.50. Okay, so this is where the change happened, right? So I'm looking at all this stuff and I see this all this accumulation here, we dip below it. So I'm looking at this and being like, okay, we've got a small accumulation there, a bigger accumulation there. Can we go towards it? I think what I didn't like about it is that we was quite high up in the range. And I think I still didn't have a draw on liquidity at that point. So again, I think I used it as the draw on liquidity idea, but it already hit. And then when we came down with that massive candle, it made me realize that I really need to build the context. And also, something that I realized the most is that you don't need to stick to the same time frame. This actually works better if you just chop and change time frames, because it's about finding the best looking version of the setup, and that's going to occur on multiple different time frames. And all it is finding a bias that's above that time frame that says, okay, we should be going this direction, and then that time frame below what you've seen the move on, then you just wait for the move. It's not about being like, oh, okay, I tried the 5 minutes, so I need a 30-minute draw on liquidity. It's like, nah, like trade whichever time frame that it looks best on, and then you also need a higher time frame bias to go with that. So here, like, I've logged on, I've noticed this looks beautiful. Like, compared to this, which I originally thought was a protected low, and then you see a move like that, and then I'm saying basically, if this comes back up, I'm going to take it. It's 10,000 times better as a trade, because look how clearly that's took liquidity. There's no second guessing. Here, the second guessing is like, oh, okay, have we took enough? Have we not? This is like bang, bang, straight back up. I'm taking it. So I'm basically saying here, like, I'm expecting maybe high prices, but we don't know it yet. So I basically put my line there and said that's going to be the next draw, because again, we've got the same thing here. We've got accumulation, big old manipulation down, and then distribution all the way up to these highs. So this is when the tide starts turning, and I'm getting a lot more confident with what I'm doing. That hit, and then I decided that was going to be the next draw on liquidity. Less because of an AMD model, but more because I'm seeing what's respecting, what's disrespecting. So we're clearly bullish. We've disrespected all these gaps. It's clearly going to be that next high. So it's like, okay, wait patiently. Is there a setup? Is there not? And luckily, price tickled this TP and then gave me a nice little setup on the 3 minute. Lots of liquidity there. Literally paused before we took it out swiftly, it came back up. This is a nice setup. And I was questioning whether to take it or not, but like, this is actually a very good setup. I think the thing that made me question it was like where else we've tapped into. I think, let's see, I do change time frames before I take it, but then I realised that we've tapped into a bigger gap there. I think it was on the 30 minute or the 15 minute that we tapped into a bigger gap. No, so the 15 minute wasn't, and then I was considering not taking it, but then the 30 minute was in a gap, so I thought, okay, cool. Took the win, and then this was it really, and I skipped price action, and I saw this, and I was like, I will put my money in that all day long. Look, equal highs, dip below the low, massive distribution back up. I just thought that is insane. Like, I'm taking that any day. But obviously it's a 4-hour move, so I thought to myself, let me just use it as a bias. Then again, we got the same thing. I'm zooming in now, and look, I could be like, I'm coming down these time frames. 30 minute, 15 minute, I spot this, and I'm like, okay, this is a mad accumulation, like mad accumulation, and it's just like, okay, where are we off to here? Remembering that we want to go higher, so at this point, potentially taking shorts. Remember, I've only got the drawn liquidities there, so if I've got my drawn liquidity higher, I can't take a short unless I've got another valid drawn liquidity that says, for now we're going short before we go higher. 1 second. Okay, I'm gonna have to go, but we will carry on this video.